Alright, let's do this. Let's go back to the beginning. The very beginning. Not that far back. Alright, that's better. It's Christmas Day 2005. And my mother has not had enough coffee to be alive. My sister and I are tearing through our presents one by one, and we come to one for the both of us. The Holy Grail. It is the original PlayStation. My first taste and overwhelming burden of gaming. Though, I'll be honest, I was a bit too young at the time, but being able to watch my sister play made my day, cause I wasn't allowed to. I was Tails when we played Sonic. This would go on to be a routine for us for a good 2-ish years or so, just playing games over and over, until on a certain day on March 2007, on my sister's birthday, she received the original OG of consoles, the PlayStation 2. This game changed me, because I played my first game on it. Can you guess what it was? Yeah, it was Frogger, man. See, Frogger was a different kind of game. It was a game that was testing you on your ability to have agility in your fingers and your ability to plan ahead and find a route. I played this game so many times. I was obsessed with it. I learned everything that I could to beat it. I would look every path I could, play for hours on end to find the path that would lead me to my goal. I mean, I really just died a whole bunch. But that would only light a fire in me that would grow brighter as the years went by and I grew older. Fast forward to 2009, Christmas and a new console enters my life. The amazingly strange Nintendo GameCube. I think that's what it looked like. Now, while this console may have been a bit old at this point, it still held a very important game for me growing up. And no, it was not Smash Bros. No, the game it held was called SSX Tricky, a snowboarding game that held one of the greatest game tracks ever. I played the ever-living heck out of SSX. So much so that it became something no other game before it had done. No, not Spyro. Not even Crash Bandicoot could hold up to it. Not even the big-tittied Lara Croft could do what this game did. What this game did was it allowed me to completely finish it because I enjoyed it so much. And that created a hunger that would only grow as I got older, stronger, and a bit dumber because I loved games. Moving on, we're gonna go ahead and move a little bit past what we were doing. See, gaming has to go. We're gonna go to real life. We're gonna go back to what made me into the strong man that I am now, from the puny kid I once was. Now, I'd say I was pretty average on all ends. A small 4-person family in a 2-story house with a cute little doggy, with parents on a rotating shift to go to their jobs, and average grades at school, and I had all the friends who I led into countless shenanigans. And, of course, I loved watching Ben 10. But life has always have to have its part of tragedy. And that happened when my mother, during a work accident, ended up breaking her back and losing her job. Things became tight. Things that used to be an everyday thing and average in life became a special circumstance. And my dad, unfortunately, had to spend much more time at work to make up for it. But it also allowed my mother to further her education and get a degree at Eastern University in Michigan. But life has to give and take. You see, my mom and dad, they started to drift apart, and they needed time apart from each other. So me and my sister moved to the next town over with my mother, only seeing my father on the weekends. And this became the new routine of our life. And I became more of a gamer. And the system that did that to me, well, you're about to find out what it was. It's 2010 on my birthday, and it's my birthday. So my father has given me a gift. A new game console, the Xbox 360. The master race console, boys and girls. I loved it. Now, between having Nerf wars with my best friend and beating up the other kids in the block, or should I say getting beat up by the other kids on the block, me and my best friend played a very certain game all the time. And that was, of course, Halo Reach. I loved it. So when I got my own Xbox 360, it became a religion for me. But wait, it's time for an advertisement. G Fuel, the PewDiePie tall boy. See, G Fuel is an energy formula for a person who needs real energy. Let's try it out. Now, let's get back to the game. See, things have changed. See, now I am playing games I am hooked to. I'm not just playing passively. They've got me on the line. See, between games like Black Ops, Assassin's Creed, and of course, no one can forget Master Chief and Halo, I just couldn't stop playing. I started to be shaped by these games over the next 2 years. As I grew and understood the world around me, I began to judge it based off the experiences I made in games, where the heroic judgments I made were now being made in real life. But this wasn't all flowers and sunshine. See, I returned back to my original school at this point. I was back home. But I wasn't the same boy who left, and children only got crueler with age. I was bullied, and that's the short and simple of it. It wasn't particularly bad, but it was enough that I never forget the bitterness and how video games helped numb it. So, as my dependence on video games grew, and my anger grew with it, and my parents saw this, so a hobby was needed. Or 2 or 3. And they ended up being, after a little bit of trial and error, Taekwondo and Boy Scouts. Yeah, I'm a Boy Scout. These 2 things would go on to be just as important as video games were for me. With Taekwondo teaching me self-control and discipline over my body and mind that I desperately needed. And Boy Scouts ridding me of my anger towards those around me. It was shaping me into a person that I could be proud of. But games never left the picture. I would continue to be a bit of an outcast who spent way too much time playing games. And in 2016, all these factors piled together and morphed into my beautiful transformation into the butterfly I am today, and that made up the rest of my life. It made me outgoing, cheerful, blunt, ingenuity, smart aleck, charismatic, no filter. Okay, I had a few problems, but it's what makes up me that you know now. So I'd say it worked out pretty well. So skipping over the shenanigans of the next couple years, we come to current day. Picture it. I'm working 40 hours a day, going to college another 20, for an associate's degree that I particularly didn't care about. And I was just feeling like I was drowning in a lack of passion. And then the decision to start making videos on YouTube began to spark in my mind. I didn't mention it before, but YouTube was also a pretty big thing growing up. And being a YouTuber was always a dream that seemed pretty far off. But we're not going to talk about that. I saw we're going on too long. So I started collecting my equipment that I would need to be a YouTuber. A camera, a mic, quality content, and in 2020, I I posted my first video on the channel. And the rest has become history. I can't say how things have gone right now because I'm only 100 days into this channel and only 100 videos in to making actual content, so I don't know what I'm making. And I have no idea how things have changed or how I have grew over time. But there's one thing I hope never changes. That's you guys. I hope every one of you who's watching this video right now, or has left a like in another, or wrote a comment, or even shared it with your grandma, I hope you guys never change. Because seeing people watch these videos and comment about them is the greatest thing for me to see, because it makes me feel like I'm making something worth seeing. Right now, I don't see a lot. In the day that I'm making this, I've had 5 comments that was not from a friend or family. And seeing those comments encouraging me to make more means the world to me. And I hope to see so much more. So, from me to you, thank you. I have been, and I'll always be, Hiccupppz. Bye-bye.